Hello to all you wonderful Cypher mains. Today I'll be showing you guys Cypher setups on the map Ascent. If you want to see these setups live in action, you can come and watch me on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Tanvit. The link is in the description. And without further ado, let's get right into it. Let's get started with Cypher setups on B side. So first things first, let me show you the one way for the B main rush. So you want to come here at the barrier, and let me just show you once the barrier drops what you want to do is you want to look at this white whatever this ceiling is, and you want to look at this black piping right here on the left edge, and you want to look straight up until you see this black square or shadowed out square, and you want to move your mouse straight up and throw your cage, and it should look something like this. And when you activate it, and as soon as the barrier drops, it should look something like this, and it should help you stop the B main rushes. Another one way that you can use is this one way. If you end up playing on site, you want to take the HUD line between your cage and the camera and place it right on this dent here or partition, and it should look something like this. It should land on top of the lamp, and when done correctly, when you activate it, you should be able to see when crouch, you should be able to see them cross it. And you can also play it from this side, or you can push up and play like so. Another one way you can do, as everyone knows, is this one way on this archway right here. All you have to do for that is look up, look at this divot right here, and aim at the bottom area of it and throw your cage, and it should land like so. You can use this one way to play from stairs, or you can use this one way to play from CT whenever you want, and it serves the same purpose. As for tripwires, there is this really good one right here that stretches across lane and front boat. An alternative to this, which serves the same purpose, is this tripwire right here. Does the same thing. You can also stretch a wire that goes across boat to stop them from pushing CT or back lane. Another wire you can do is at the intersection of both of these, the stone pathway and this wall bang wall. Or you can place a little front and place a cage right behind it. And once you play the one way, like so, in pre-game, you can either play this one way or this one way. I like to play this if I'm not able to place that. I only place that cage only when I suspect it's going to be a B rush or a B exec. And I sit behind on stairs and I activate this one way and I shoot. If I don't get anyone, I just end up coming back to site. On site, you can either have this tripwire or this tripwire. Site doesn't have a lot of variations on tripwires, unfortunately. And then I just play back boathouse. If I know they're pushing lane, if my teammate has given me the information that they're pushing lane, or if someone just gets caught on the tripwire, I just activate my cage and shoot through for the free kill and then just wait and play. As for cameras, I use the camera that everyone kind of uses. It's the one on top of right here. You just jump and place one right here. You have good info. You can hear footsteps in main. It serves as a good retake camera. You have good vision into lane, front boat, back lane, kind of CT, anyone pushing out from market, etc. Another camera you can use is on this wall right here. Also serves the same purpose. Kind of okay retake cam, not the best, but it kind of serves the same purpose of you just can use this camera to delay or deny them from pushing a B side. There is also another tripwire that is used to stop mid market to B side rushes, is this tripwire right here. Along with the one way that you can use, you can kind of what do you call it, spitball this one way. You just need to get stuck between this signboard and this archway right here, and you can just throw it however you like it. And this one way is kinda what's the word I'm looking for, is kinda dodgy, because you can get killed through this one way, but it's not exactly like, you have a really good chance, you have an 80% chance of killing them before they kill you. To show you guys what I'm talking about is when you activate this cage, you can see them. They can kind of see you but not completely. You can play it from front board or back stairs right here. To show you guys what I'm talking about is when you activate the cage, if they crouch, they can kind of see you, but not exactly. But you should have really good vision on them before they have good vision on you, and you should be able to kill them. There's also a really good tripwire that I forgot to show you guys. It extends from this towards here. It kind of allows them to get into logs here, but you should be able to see them cross. If you're that worried about logs, you can also just place a tripwire like so, which denies them logs, or even if they're peeking wide for stairs. Let's move on to Cypher setups on mid. Honestly, in my opinion, you should never ever ever play mid, but in case your team really tells you to play mid, you can use these setups. You can place a wire right here like so and pair it up with a cage. Another wire you can do is this wire, and if you're ever worried about you playing too passive and people pushing B, if you ever run out of CT, you can also place this wire right here, which stops them from coming market for a brief moment of time. There's also one way that you can use, you can play from back market, is you want to look at this area right here and just throw a cage like so. So it should land on top of this archway. And when you activate it, when you play from market, it should look something like this. You can see as it is a one way, but the only problem is if they know where you keep playing from, they can kind of crouch and kind of see you, but you should hopefully be camouflaged with your white outfit. As for cameras, I usually just come here and jump and place my camera like so. You can see into top mid. It is a really risky camera, but in my opinion, you should never ever play mid. So it's kind of your team's fault for making you play mid. Let's move on to Cypher setups on A side. For cameras, you can come to rafters and you can place your camera right here, like so. Has a good view into people coming out of A main and people coming out of tree. What I usually do is I jump to generator like so, and I place my cam here, which is the same camera as that, but it's just a little higher up. And it's really good for retake, as you can see the entire area except back of generator. Another camera that I like to use is this camera right here. Has a really good view. People coming out of tree, people coming out of A main, and does the one thing that the other camera cannot. And you can look into gen. But the only problem with this camera is on a retake, just if people hear the sound, they might shoot it out, and it is pretty visible. But that's about it. I'm just going to keep the camera placed here. I'll show you the cyber cage one ways. Luckily, they're all from the same spot, which is here. You come to the spot right here, and the first one way I'll be showing you is the one right here that you can play from behind the green box. And after the new update, since this is not wall bangable anymore, you should be pretty safe playing here. Just look out for SOVA lineup shock darts for green box. So for this lineup, all you need to do is take the UI line between your cage and your camera, and you want to place it at the bottom of this discoloration right here, like so. And when you should throw it, it should look something like this. And if I were to pick up a gun and show you how to play this, is you would activate it and then you can shoot through. But please be careful of this area as you are exposed to this area, so I'd recommend not peeking super wide for this, and you should be able to get away with this much. And now, yeah, as this is not wall bangable, you won't take any damage from this. Another one way that I like to show you is this one right here. This one way is only for when you're playing behind generator. It's pretty risky since people usually have lineups for this, like a raise grenade or a silver shock dart. But if you can get away with it, it's a really good one way. So for it, you come to the same spot as before, and you want to look at this lamp right here and the top of the lamp, and just move your cursor up all the way to this crease until this edge right here. And when you throw your cage, it should look something like this. And to play it, you would be playing behind gen. You'll be on your cam, and as soon as you know they're about to come out, you would activate this, and you are pretty good from this standpoint, and you should get a lot of free kills if you can get away with playing behind generator. There's also one way that you can do for people coming out of tree when you're playing on site, especially when you're playing behind green box. This tree is your only big weakness right here. So for this, you would come into this spot right here, and you want to I don't need the op for this, but you want to line up the UI or between your HUD line between your camera and the Cypher alt to this area right here to the left of it, like so. Wait, okay, let me just do it like so. And you want to throw it, and it should look something like this when you're playing in green box. So you'll be on your cam, you'll activate this one way, get your picks. and you would peek wide, and you can activate this and just crouch and shoot through while being safe from here, and then you can just go back and play from safety. As for tripwires, there's this tripwire that is very common, but it serves its purpose, and it's a really good tripwire, which is this one right here. If the game allows me to place it, is this one right here. The really good thing about this tripwire is they have to peek out, or they have to be quite a bit in the open in order to shoot this tripwire. They need to be this close to shoot this tripwire, and by that time, anyone from heaven should have already gotten this kill by now. As for another tripwire, you can come here and you can look at this box right here, and you can place your tripwire like so. This tripwire stretches across staircase. It is pretty common these days. The ciphers are playing this tripwire, but it's still pretty good because you can get caught by this. And you can play this setup from two spots. You can play it behind green box with this cyber cage and cage here, like so. And this cage is just to protect you from going behind Jen or them not knowing you're in hell right now. Another tripwire which is really good is this tripwire right here. You can just place it. It should stretch across garden. If you do it properly, it should stretch more, like so, like so. And a really good thing about this tripwire, and if you can mix and match these two tripwires together, this and this, you can place a cage right here, like one of the cages, and you can just place it behind your cam, wait for them to enter, and people usually close this door. And if you're already protected from cat, if when people come to close this door, they get caught by tripwire, you can activate a cage and then shoot through for the free kill. But you won't need this cage at a bit of higher elo, as people will most likely smoke this off and you can just play inside the smoke. But just be careful of random spray through the smoke and just don't die. So I would recommend playing this setup also. As a Cypher, it's always good to mix and match setups. So yeah, you have to figure out on your own what's good. Another setup you can do is along with this wire, you can place a wire like so, and you can go to heaven, and you can place a cage right here, and you can just sit behind from this wall bank spot right here, which is on the metal sheet if you really need an accurate representation of where I'm standing. And all you do is, as soon as they get caught by Trippa, you just spam. That's all you do, and you can get a few kills. The reason for this cage is some people just don't like wall banging, so you can peek off and you can shoot through, and you can kill the guy that's stuck on this tripwire like so. Other tripwires you can use is these two tripwires that you can just stop them from coming backside. A really fancy thing you can do is you can also, for some reason, you can place a tripwire of this pipe right here, and you can kind of stop people after planting like a here or here. You can stop them from going hell sometimes. It's very situational, but it's a good tripwire here and there. Let's move on to Cypher setups in 8.3. So as for tripwires, I place this one that is off this flower pot right here. They have to come out in order to shoot it, or they can kind of jump it. Another tripwire that I like to use is the one here. Another tripwire is here. And if you really wanted to, you can place one inside the teleporter here. That's pretty much all the tripwires that are there in 3. 3 doesn't offer a lot of variations. It has like 5 tripwires and that's about it. But there are two pretty good one ways that you can use to control 3 for your team. So the first one is you come to this corner right here, and you want the HUD line between the cyber cage and the camera. I'm just going to remove this so that you can understand where to place the HUD line. You want to place your HUD line right about this indentation right here, like so. And you want to throw your cage, and it should land some like that. Another one way you can do is you come to this spot right here. You have to crouch, so make sure you're crouched. And you want to put the left pointy, like white HUD line of your Cypher alt on this black line right here. And you have to make sure that the left corner of your Cypher alt, left corner of that white HUD line on the Cypher alt, is touching the wall. Not like this, but it's actually going into the wall a bit. And when you crouch and throw, your cage should land like so. So what I normally do is, for this one way, let me just show you how the one way looks. It looks like this. For this one way, I make sure that I'm above this grass and the stair area, because if you play it from here, they can see you, whereas if you play it from above the stairs, they can't really see you. So it works as a perfect one way for people entering from cat. And when they kind of catch on to this cyber cage, you also have this cyber cage, which is really good. And this is just used, you play from here, and this is used when, if you see your this tripwire specifically break, you can activate your cage and then just shoot through for the free kill here. Those are all the Cypher setups that I use on the map Ascent. The fracture setups video unfortunately has been delayed, as finding sustainable setups on the B side has been a lot harder than what I have anticipated it to be. It'll probably be out by the next week, sorry to keep you guys waiting on that video. If you guys enjoyed the video and learned from it, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, as it'll motivate me to do more. Good night, take care, and peace.